Hello. I've been thinking about the situation that we have with the police basically getting away with way too much force, way too much brutality, and way too much uncomprehension of the harm that they're doing to the community as a whole. As in a way that it seems like everybody I know that lives on the street, be it a vet or something, had some entanglement with the law to where, or they was caught. They were. Actually, sometimes they're the victims. They get victimized most. So I'm thinking like, how, where, who, when can we have a more stable type of society, more stable economic society, where not only are we manufacturing some type of income for the United States without exporting and depending on foreign manufacturers and business, like in the garment industry, ever since the American garment union sort of went away. Most of the stuff is made over in India, Indonesia, and other very oppressed places that were very unfair business practice. And a lot of that, you see, the places that have the worst inhumane business practice are the ones that are the most poor and most devastated. So we see that this is a non-productive way of well, I guess it's very productive for a lot of the big corporations, but it's not so much for the smaller individual. So there is we do need a change because and I sort of played with the idea, like at home, like here, like sometimes, like I in my mind I think, well, if I was gonna have a thinking tank, I wouldn't mind having it in the back on the other street over, especially after shut the other house down. It's like an open thing. I don't see where people could actually stay there, but I wouldn't mind, like if I could get some people that were interested in and just thinking on the who, what, where, why, and how you could do things like how can you make reusable energy. Is it more economic to try small, I call them victory farms, where you utilize your backyard or your front yard or any space that you have, maybe in the areas around the schools, they could figure out a way to make the food that their kids eat are more healthy, because we have an epidemic, at least in Memphis, of type 2 diabetes, which can be preventive with the right diet and exercise. And around the schools over here, I know 4 elementary. I've looked at it, and they have a lot of green area that's not utilized. Where I don't really like the raised beds and all that. I like they got excellent soil here on the ground, but there's got to be a cheaper, more economic way. Even if they just even if they had the kids end up doing the gardens, which I don't think they would mind, but we have to think about the way we're feeding our kids. I've looked at some of the stuff on the internet, some of the European foods. The kids actually have food that I can recognize. I don't recognize some of the chicken nuggets. As far as I know, they don't have to be the meat. They could be skinned, which I made Revis Sarah one time and bought something like that. And read the ingredients once. I ate half of them, and then I was like, gave it to the dog. So I think it's very important that that we do think about ways if we can't change the politics of the schools to where we have more productive children, is there something we could do at home, even if you're a single mother making less than a single male that has no dependents, and maybe she has dependents, So we have things that maybe was astute a little bit, so. I think there has to be a gathering of the minds. I was thinking like maybe in March or something. I don't think I could pull it off really, because like the people in my mind have been very active in like Wall Street, and but also we also have to think about our environment. Here we have a coal that is burned for our main sources of energy, and coal has been notorious for being dirty. We have our representatives trying to lobby, or being lobbied for more fraction in the area, which has been, proven that it causes cancer and other very toxic and very flammable. We have a railroad system that is in decay and falling apart. We have highways and roads that are in disarray. And I think a lot of it is that we have corporations that they're being recognized by the Supreme Court as being people, and are they in no way informed being a person? There's certain things like does it take in food? Does it excrete? Does it take in air? Does it exhale? Right? And it takes in one type of air and leaves out another. Is it mobile? Life has to be moving and it reproduce. So all these things I don't think that a corporation really falls under. So I don't understand how that could be possible that they said that when it's just simply not. And you have to be birthed, or be an egg, or the division of the cell, or something, and some type of reproduction. But and so we have so we have to have thinkers in our like nobody's looking for a dictator or an Indian chief or a president or anything like that. I think if you get like 13 so people from like different regions, like you get 13 people from the East Coast, 13 people from the West Coast, 13 people from the North and the South in America to join with, to represent like whatever movement that they're already in. Like if you're in the equality for like gays and lesbians and transsexuals and etc. You're already a group. You're already a powerful group. You just have to think of ways like sometimes like some people say, oh, we want to go back to nature. So, but the one thing we don't want to lose is our electricity. Tulsa, there has been people before that have came up with feasible ideas that reusable energy that you can extract through the natural electricity caused by the moisture. There's a good conductor, let's say, in the atmosphere already, and gather that up in for electricity. And there's other ways: solar electricity, hydro, because I think part of it is we do have to change our diet, and part of changing our diet is not going back, but actually going forward with new inventive, imaginary ideas that's not so dependent on fossil fuel. So I don't know how I would work it out, but really, like, I wouldn't mind either having Indian groups representing anybody with the vets, but like in my fantasies, like I call it having a make believe Oh my God, sorry. Oh, let me get off of here. Having a make-believe dinner. So anyway, there's a lot to think about how to change. You have to know the who, what, where, why, how, and when. You know what I'm saying? And each one of these 6 things has to be thought about individually. And like I was saying, there's already groups, be it the Girl Scouts group, be it the Boy Scout group, be it the gay and lesbians and transgender group, be it a FAFSA group, be it an atheist group, even if you're a Christian group. I think that if our main goal is to have a healthier and better and more prosper tomorrow, not only for us but more important for our children, so we can leave something to them, so that we don't have them dying before us because of a disease that can be curable, like that can have cures, like diabetes, and there's so many numerous things that I think that we're such clever mammals, and that we're a lot better than what we've been given. And I think that in the lieu of the court systems showing that they're insensitive, and that they're uncomprehension of the strive and the struggle and the toil and really the heartache that it comes by seeing corporations as a business, seeing our manufacturing, over in Asia, and China now, just buying up our property, it's the females that, and the poor, and the children that end up being victimized numerous times over and over again, because our children don't stand a chance. And I think if you're born into a world of sin and you don't recognize that maybe there is something awfully wrong